Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in the video today, and today the Houston Rockets have made a free agency signing. And no, I'm not talking about Fred VanVleet. I already did a Fred VanVleet video as before the Rockets signed Fred VanVleet. I think it was actually before free agency opened, because I found out about this at like 11 o'clock, and when I found out about 11 o'clock, it said like 6 or 7 hours ago, which free agency wasn't even opened by then, that the Houston Rockets are signing Darius to a two-way contract. Not a huge deal. It's not costing the Rockets anything at all. I think most likely with Daisha Nix gone, and some of the other contracts that the Rockets had that were on two-way deals, being gone as well, that Darius is probably going to be one of the two-way contracts that the Rockets have on their roster next season. I liked what I saw from Darius in his limited time for the Rockets. He only played 6 games for the Rockets last season. Did very well for our G League team for the Vipers. Was great for the G League roster. Was one of the best players on their roster, like the third or fourth best player on their roster. Whenever Ty Washington, he was like the second or first best player on the G League roster. Whenever Steven Silas stupidly didn't have Josh Christopher or Ty Washington on the G League team because he needed to play Daisha Nix. But how many times did we see, Steven Silas, I think we need to put Josh Christopher and Ty Washington in the G League team, and he continues to play Daisha Nix. I gotta tell you guys, I was thrilled when Daisha Nix got waived. I hate to be happy on someone losing their job, but that man's going to be picked up on a two-way deal or somewhere else in the G League by somebody else. And he did so much bad stuff for the Rockets, for their team last year. The Rockets still would have been bad without him, but he was terrible. It was terrible to watch. So that was awesome for the Rockets to watch. It was awesome to see the Rockets do that. But the thing is when guys like Josh Christopher, Ty Washington weren't on the G League team, Darius was one of the best, if was the top 3 player on that G League Vipers team. Had a great season for the G League Vipers and did solid in his 6 games for the Houston Rockets. In his 6 games for the Houston Rockets, he averaged 4 points per game on 30% 3-point shooting. He's like 23 years old. He's a nice young developed player. I'd like the Rockets to try to develop. It doesn't hurt you. He's on a two-way deal. If he turns out to be nothing and sucks, no big loss. You waive him. You sign someone else on a two-way contract. But I've watched his LSU clips. I've watched his G League Viper clips. Obviously I watch. To be honest with you, I watched like all the Rockets games, not all the Rockets games last year, but I pretty much watched all the games that he played in, and there were 6 games he played in at the end of the garbage minutes. But he did solid for the Rockets in those 6 games in garbage minutes. But he's a guy probably about 98% sure that he's most likely going to be on the Summer League roster for the Rockets. So he's a guy I'm going to be looking out for in Summer League and training camp and maybe even preseason if he can make it that far. He's a guy that I think that's Rockets fans. Darius is a guy you got to keep an eye on. Keep an eye out on in Summer League and training camp. That's a guy you got to keep an eye out for. Especially during the Summer League. I think that is Darius chance to shine. I've watched some clips on him. He's a good 3-point shooter. He's a solid defender. He's a good scorer. And obviously he doesn't have any chance to be in the rotation for the Rockets, but he's a nice young player to develop. Maybe they can, try to get him. I don't know what the goal is with Darius but I've seen some good stuff in his film, and I think he's a solid, nice player, and I'm glad the Rockets are bringing him back on a two-way deal. You guys have your thoughts, Rockets fans? That's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts, and that's it for the video. And peace out. Go Rockets.